Hey, you want to stay safe on the internet, right? Luckily for you and fortunately for us, we have a fantastic sponsor of today's video that is supporting the Open Classic in Age of Empires 2 that can provide you exactly what you need. Surfshark provides a VPN, or a virtual private network, that will allow you to connect to the internet in a secure and confidential way. You can view it as a shield for your online information, where everything behind it is not easily visible or accessible to those who run into it. To give you an example of how this works, imagine you're living in the United Kingdom and you connect to a server in the United States. The VPN will send all your information with a different IP address, masking your real one, and suddenly every website you visit will see you as a visitor from the United States, which will keep your identity and location protected. And right now they're offering the amazing Age of Empires 2 community an incredible deal where you can get 83% off and 3 months for free by using the code TOC, which obviously stands for the Open Classic. And the best part is that with just a single subscription, you can connect it to unlimited amount of devices. Besides staying safe online, you can use the VPN to bypass censorship, unlock different libraries, for example for Netflix in different countries and areas, and you can even find better prices online. There are a lot of features that I haven't even mentioned yet, and you can discover those by checking out the description of the video and taking advantage of the incredible deal that is 83% off and 3 months for free with the code TOC. I would like to thank Surfshark for supporting Age of Empires 2 and the Open Classic. And now, we move on to the video. Man, these players not giving the casters any time to rest. What are they doing? We need a break. So they have started, or about to start at least. Maybe they already started, let's see. Alright, Ornley, I'm not sure if you're here, but they have already started, so... These tryhards not giving the casters any break. Alright. Right, we're in the game. It's Arabia as the first match. It's a best of 3 this time. Let me fix this quickly. Best of 3, third place match. And let's catch up till we're live. JorDan playing in the blue as the Mayans. We have TaToH playing in the red as the Aztecs. So both of them going for a Meso civilization. And TaToH, the first one, moving out with his eagle. Maybe looking to lame some. Who knows, who knows. But it looks like JorDan has found all his resources, so laming not really going to be an option here. I think the difference is roughly $700 from third place to fourth place. So it's still a significant amount of money they're playing for here. So both players will surely give it their best. And this third place match is pretty much a way for us to give a little bit of a break to Leary now before the grand final, where he's going to face Yo in a best of 7. $750 difference. Okay, gotcha. We're going to be joined again by Ornlu in the third place match, and then for the grand final, Team 90 will be joining us to cast the grand final. Steady opening for both players so far, just bringing in their boars as you would expect. And yeah. Who are you supporting, Viper? I'm happy for... I just want good games at this point. Whoever wins, I'm all fine with that. It doesn't really matter to me because they're both GL. So right now we're just hoping for good games where both players show a good level, hopefully. So surgery, not that simple. When surgery involves more risk than potential reward.
Hey, Viper.
I don't think
in case you didn't know, you were muted.
I know I'm muted. I tried to talk to you, but you didn't answer, so I muted myself again.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was AFK.
Yeah. So in case you didn't know, Ornlu, you were AFK. Probably knew.
I actually forgot.
Ah, okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, but these tryhards not giving us any break. They just go.
I know.
They have to not thinking about the casters, man. Who do they think they are? But we have TaToH in the red playing as the Aztecs, JorDan in the blue playing as the Mayans, and I'm not sure if you saw the draft and the map picks and everything.
I briefly glanced at it, but let me open it again.
Hideout and Gold Rush are the home maps.
Okay.
So we're gonna have another hideout game, and I saw Burgundians was in there, so I think we might see the thing.
The button.
The button.
Well, as the teammate of both of these players,
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think is going to stylistically match up better against the other?
I think TaToH is probably favored here. But then again, JorDan is... I mean, JorDan is back. There's no question anymore. JorDan is
Oh,
back.
yeah, certainly.
So if JorDan would win, I wouldn't be surprised either. But I think I would hold TaToH as a slight favorite.
Yeah, as a, objective outsider, I would as well. But we'll see. I mean, it's just a best of 3, so anything can happen.
Yeah, exactly. Just whoever wins the Arabia game pretty much just needs one more game, right? So this game is super important in a best of 3 Arabia game. Oh, because you will always have your home map no matter what. So if you win the neutral map, you're in a fantastic spot.
Exactly. And we will actually have a little bit of a different opening, as we have the quick feudal age coming in here from JorDan, who's going to be the Blue Mayans to the southeast, and Aztecs, Red TaToH. Yeah.
JorDan is about to lose a villager here. If TaToH micros this correctly, then JorDan should lose a villager. JorDan is spam clicking that villager to try and get the movement priority. But TaToH, I think, is doing enough to get the kill, and indeed he does. Takes some arrows to the face, though, but he gets the villager kill, so good start for TaToH here, and JorDan going for the men-at-arms opening, which might end up being suddenly a reactive opening where he's going to have to chase the men-at-arms of TaToH. TaToH might try to run through the town center, though. That could backfire. Okay, changes his mind.
Well, that's pretty unfortunate of an opening there for JorDan. And if you're opening with the men-at-arms, the last thing you want to do is just chase your opponent. And maybe we're going to see JorDan trying to sneak into TaToH's space before he's completely walled. And he might be able to do that.
The issue for JorDan right now is that he didn't even have the 10 gold, extra gold to make the third militia. So JorDan is currently sending forward 2 militia with his eagle, where the odds are that he's not even going to do men-at-arms. And and TaToH also keeps the wall open on the woodline of JorDan, so the militia might get in here. JorDan in a really rough start here. Not a villager, quite low. TaToH might try to target it down, but it's close enough to a TC that JorDan should be able to save that one. At the same time, JorDan keeping the walls open, so his 2 militia will come in, but again, it's just 2 militia.
Yeah.
However, TaToH pulling all the villagers.
Well, both players with a pretty inefficient economy right now.
JorDan
It's
again.
like JorDan trying to take the fight with the villagers against the militia, and it might be able to escape. Oh, the 1 HP eagle. Oh.
Yeah, JorDan
I
with
wonder
a
if the
really...
villager should have just punched down the eagle warrior so that there wasn't a blocking possibility.
Yeah, for sure. And now TaToH is coming up with villagers. He wants to attack JorDan's low, like it's a low HP eagle and 2 militia. It's not scary for TaToH. He's sending 5 villagers. He wants to just finish the wall off here and take out the units as fast as possible as well, if he allows them. Yeah, JorDan's start has been really rough, and he's even open. The village, no, okay, it's blocked by a tree. Never mind. But yeah, JorDan's opening has been really rough. He lost 2 villagers to the Drush, and honestly, not really gained too much value with his own Drush. So TaToH in a fantastic spot, and looks like TaToH just wants to go straight Drush fast castle here as well. Even though his village time is a little bit slow.
Definitely a bit on the slow side. 30 villagers is usually a bit too late. Usually, probably if you're going fast castle, like 27, 28, something in that ballpark. But he will finish the wall, at least on the right side. Villagers, I think, should be able to make it back home. And even being able to mill the deer at the back of JorDan's base, or sorry, TaToH's base, is very lucky for him, as it will just help ensure that he has enough food to click to Castle Age. But even then, that actually seems a little low.
And the eagle gets snipes. And yeah, JorDan does have an archer forward now, but there's no fletching. So TaToH can even take some trades with the villagers and just run out of there. Not sure about going back in with that woman, but he does it. So TaToH is brave. I mean, there's no fletching archers. They're not scary. So great move again by TaToH. Of course, it's some idle time, but getting rid of those annoying militia is always useful. And yeah, TaToH, look at his wood count. He's ready to drop buildings and go to the castle edge, hopefully ASAP.
Do you think he'll be Market Blacksmith?
Should be a range blacksmith. I don't see him anywhere close to taking stone, so... yeah. Oh, market blacksmith and range, probably. Seems like to be the likely option.
Well, it is... We were both half right. It was a market and an archery range.
Yeah.
So...
I think TaToH here, he should probably do eco upgrades, because his food income isn't high enough to the point where he can justify going for like the fast castle in quotes. Unless he's planning to use the market for that. But yeah, right now he's going to struggle to get the 800 food in time.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking that the market would be the building of choice here for TaToH. Going to be selling 100 stone.
Well, that's one way to do it.
And second range coming in here for TaToH, so he wants to focus entirely on the crossbowman, or at least primarily.
Makes a lot of sense.
Also, that poor militia of JorDan, he's in jail.
Playing crossbow war against Aztecs is something you're happy to do with mines. You don't really want to run into like an equal castlage time where the Aztec player is going full eagles, but going crossbow war or archer war is definitely something you like. And JorDan, not too far away from clicking up himself, is doing a market as well now, going for massive walls. Oh, that's going to be massive. That's actually a lot of wood invested as well, just to get those walls up, and a lot of idle time as well. But yeah, JorDan's castlage time won't be too far away, but it's not impossible that we enter a similar scenario as we had with Leary, where just the little timing there, the timing window of a minute and a half, is enough to just completely punish JorDan.
Yeah, definitely. Although, TaToH doesn't have that many archers. He's going to have like, what, 7-ish? And he's not already like going to the other side of the map. You have the second archery range now coming in here from JorDan. And we're looking at, it's like a minute and a half-ish castle age difference. For JorDan's sake, I really hope he sees that he's not completely walled, though.
Yeah, the bottom side, I'm sure he will check it because it is quite obvious. But yeah, JorDan going for a second range, so JorDan will commit on the archery play as well. He's not planning to switch to eagles this time as he did against Leary. And he's doing both double bit axe and gold mining as well. Now, it does not have horse color either. TaToH has done both of those, so JorDan really should get that horse collar upgrade to make sure his economy doesn't suffer too far in the long term.
TaToH does have horse collar.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh, I thought you said... Oh,
JorDan doesn't.
JorDan.
Maybe I said the wrong name, but yeah, if I did,
yeah,
I meant JorDan. And yeah, JorDan...
all good. JorDan's still getting horse collar, so everybody's going to have horse collar.
Yeah. And JorDan also plugging the gap on the bottom side, so there's no chance for TaToH to get in there. He's still open on the right side, though, and TaToH's archers are going that direction. JorDan should have vision of them, though, from the houses very soon. So he will be in time there, dropping... oh, he's just now dropping the blacksmith? Oh, if that gets denied as well, JorDan will have no upgrades on his archers. That's a disaster for JorDan. He's going to have to drop a new blacksmith for sure.
Yeah, of all the buildings to drop there, blacksmith seems to be a very strange one, unless you wanted to build another one, which seems a bit odd, but in that case, why not just drop a market, since that would cover everything. And right now, we have this palisade wall, which is very low in HP, and this is really rough here for JorDan. Just about to hit castle age, but still, as you're saying, no blacksmith up means that he's going to be so far behind in those upgrades, and the extra range of TaToH is going to be really hard to deal with. Now,
TaToH only has fleshing himself, to be fair, so it's not like he has a massive tech advantage. JorDan actually in 15 seconds will have the same range as TaToH. So JorDan should be fine there in the end, but of course it was annoying, some idle time and everything. And TaToH is not committing either. So TaToH is just going out of there, adding town center behind this and starting to develop his own base. And will enter a fairly similar mid game where TaToH probably just has a slight lead.
Yep, the militia is about to break out.
Big moment. Big moment right there.
Oh yeah.
TaToH
Sorry, go ahead.
TaToH not even doing bot canara here. He is prioritizing economy and even a third TC here. He might even do a siege workshop. He's still producing crossbows, however, and needs to get some farms up. Yeah, TaToH's food eco is looking horrible. He has 4 farmers and adding a third town center. That's not sustainable, my man.
Well, he's going to be adding in some more farms right now, and Aztec farmers are pretty good, but right now JorDan's going to be pressuring. He has the better upgrades with Bodkin. Even gets a nice little snipe right there. And it's going to be kind of tricky for TaToH to both have everything he needs to defend as well as actually leverage the fact that he has those town centers faster than JorDan.
Yeah,
but
indeed.
Right now, JorDan not really being too aggressive.
Yeah, JorDan... I mean, he should know by now that TaToH doesn't have Bodkin arrow, and JorDan dropping 2 TCs himself. I feel like JorDan's economy is still better set up for booming and everything, but TaToH obviously now getting those farm numbers up, and JorDan on the woodline didn't get a single villager pick off yet. And there's the first one villager down. And JorDan paying back a little bit here. Villager difference though, starting to get a little bit in favor of TaToH.
Yep, Siege Workshop now coming in for our red player as well. Could just be for some Scorpions, or it could be for a Mangonel. I don't really see JorDan trying to commit to a bunch of damage onto TaToH without any sort of forward siege workshop or units behind it, not even having ballistics. So probably once, whatever siege unit, it will be a Scorpion. Once that guy comes out, probably just going to see JorDan back up.
Yeah, but again, TaToH has to reposition 4 farmers, and that takes a big hit on his food economy again. And he's not really able to sustain the TC production. He's only producing from 1 TC right now. He has queued up 3 vills in the same TC. What is this multi-queue TaToH? I've been trying to make him use multi-queue for TCs for a long time already. Looks like he still hasn't adapted it.
Yeah, that's something I do too. You know, I still like, you know, jump from TC to TC to train villagers instead of having them all in one hotkey.
Pleb. TaToH being a bit annoying on the bottom side as well with the 3 crossbows, but JorDan has the answers for that. He also dealt with the pressure on the right side nicely. Looks like he cleaned up all of those crossbows. And yeah, JorDan with a decent military lead at the moment. Villager count's almost the same as well, so we're entering a really, really close mid-game.
Yep. Villager will be there in time to repair the Scorpion. Actually, we'll end up losing said Villager.
Nice split from JorDan there on the first shot there.
Yeah, that was pretty.
But now he's kind of lining them up, so he has to be careful. He wants to snipe the villagers repairing. That's his target here. But TaToH obviously knows that and is jumping and protecting those villagers nice as well. TaToH still doesn't have Balkan arrows, so he cannot really use his crossbows as well to help defend.
Yeah, that just does make everything so much more awkward. You're kind of just relying on your Scorpions at that point, and the crossbowmen are just there to maybe mop things up. And I guess JorDan realizing that, okay, TaToH, he's trying to play this very economic-focused game, so let's just build a forward siege workshop and really put the pressure on him.
That is absolutely
and it could work.
Yeah, 100% the right move to do in this situation. He has 26 crossbows to 9, and a mangonel as well will counter the Scorpions of TaToH, so I really like this move from JorDan, and it's not like JorDan is 1 TC behind us, he's also 3 TCs, only a few villagers behind. And Aztec's economy, look at JorDan's distribution as well. He has 9 villagers collecting stone right now, so I predict a forward castle being followed up on this pressure as well.
Mangonel can come in, it's going to be good both versus the Scorpions and the crossbowmen, but it turns out, well, your crossbowmen are already killing the Scorpions, as there weren't really any villagers there or that many crossbows here from TaToH. And here is TaToH's reaction. 3rd range coming in, elite skirmisher upgrade as well, but those aren't going to be very helpful against the mangonels. I mean, they can kill them, but it's going to take a while. And this is a little bit tricky here because, as you've been saying, JorDan's own eco is very strong behind this.
Yeah, indeed. There's no ballistics for either player though, and JorDan doesn't have double bowsaw yet, so that's a bit of a pickle, but TaToH now getting Balkan arrow, getting the armor upgrade. He's preparing for those skirms to be the counter unit, but he will have to add mangonels of his own, and he's doing exactly that. But still, one of his town centers will be under pressure, and that's always disruptive to your economy. You know, TaToH has a very healthy farm setup at this point, so it's still a super, super neck and neck game.
Oh yeah, TaToH with around like 5 to 7-ish more farms, and he's Aztecs, and he has Wheelbarrow ahead of his opponent, and he's even gonna have ballistics, and that's a 1-for-0 mangonel trade, I believe.
Great start to the defense for TaToH for sure, and having the skirmisher play as well. If those mangonels disappear, suddenly skirmishers are the dominant unit on the field, so I like that switch from TaToH. The only issue would be if JorDan somehow, maybe if TaToH ends up with like 30 skirms upon hitting Imperial Age, and JorDan has made an eagle transition, that could easily be. But look at JorDan's Doubt Castle. TaToH is coming in just as JorDan is building a castle, and TaToH has ballistics as well, so these should be all dead units. The crossbows, the villagers, they should all die, and that's a really unfortunate situation for JorDan. They're also trading 1-to-1 relic mangonels on the top side as well. Great start for TaToH.
That's kind of unfortunate. JorDan losing track of his opponent's army just at a very critical moment right there. Oh, even the monk gonna bite the dust. And TaToH even has +2 defense versus no armor upgrades, and that, in these big crossbow shootouts, is pretty darn important.
Yeah, and the mangonels are out of the equation, and TaToH has the hill. TaToH might even just commit to deny this castle forever at this point. He will always know if there's a mangonel from JorDan moving across the map. He has the counter units, and he has the hill there. JorDan even forced to doing a second siege workshop at home to make sure he can get that castle up. I was expecting this castle to be a forward castle after applying the pressure, but TaToH just fended off, and JorDan was forced to do a defensive castle.
Yeah, it seems like at the moment when JorDan was really trying to, pile on the aggression, TaToH had enough of an eco advantage at that point that he was able to, amass enough of a defense to sort of push JorDan back and then loop around with some units, and then JorDan's forced to fall even further back. And now, looks like TaToH's going to be using the power of Aztec farms to get to Imperial Age faster.
Indeed. Oh yeah, JorDan is the Mayan player as well, yeah, so that Eagle switch is not as likely to happen. Mangonel has to be repaired. TaToH with great splits so far. Should probably get rid of the villagers so we can really take down that Mangonel. Yeah, there we go. The villagers should be down and Mangonel will follow soon. TaToH with great splits there, and he has the counter units. Fantastic micro and great trade for TaToH, as TaToH is also on the way to the Imperial Age.
Yeah, this is looking really good here for our red player. Mangonel's trying to catch up to the ranged units of TaToH, but oh man, this castle, it's going to go up, but there are going to be several dead villagers to pay for it.
Indeed, high price to pay, and ooh, almost a big Mangonel shot there, but yeah, TaToH's just going to take whatever kills he gets, and JorDan not even microing the crossbow units on the right side anymore.
Yeah, that's not great.
I guess he has already...
Skirms have +2 armor, gonna only be taking 1 damage per hit from the crossbowman.
Yeah. JorDan still doesn't have ballistics either, and I guess he was thinking, I'm switching to skirms anyway, I'll probably make plume dodgers, those crossbows don't matter anymore. But still, don't really want to gift them away just because of that, and yeah. JorDan is still miles away from the Imperial Age. I would not be surprised to see a GG from Game Elite and JorDan here on TaToH hitting the Imperial Age, because Eagle Switch is already in place.
Yep, it's the classic, hey, Aztecs get up to Imperial Age faster and they're going to make a bunch of Eagle Warriors and kill you, as there really just isn't going to be a whole lot. Plumed Archers in mass can actually deal with Eagle Warriors fairly well due to their bonus damage, but there's no way that JorDan's really going to have enough of them, and the tech disadvantage is also just going to be a huge issue. And this is, yeah, looking like going to be a solid game #1 win for TaToH.
Indeed, and I just checked the time, and I'm thinking that I initially suggested a best of 5 third place match and best of 7 semifinals.
Yep, and we said nope, not that's too much for one day.
And I'm very, very happy and thankful that you guys said that. Because
yeah, I think the timeline is working out pretty well for the tournament.
I think so as well. I think it's like, of course, it's not the typical where you can see every match because nothing is played at the same time. But even though everything's played at the same time, I think we've seen so many good games. And yeah, just playing on these classic maps as well. It shows, I think you tweeted almost exactly.
That's what I tweeted earlier.
Yeah, you tweeted pretty much exactly what I'm about to say now, which is there's a reason why these maps are considered the classic maps. And it shows TaToH coming in with 8 Eagles just as JorDan is building his 3rd castle. And if JorDan already didn't feel bad enough about his position, something like this is the ultimate tilter. And
oh yeah,
another castle coming up from TaToH as well. Trebuchets will be on the field, and JorDan still has some fight in him though, and trying to get to probably healthy plumed archer numbers, but
he's not training any plumed archers.
Well,
okay, now he is, but he wasn't for a while.
Yeah. Still no ballistics for JorDan, by the way. That has been lacking for way too long, considering how many range units he has had. And TaToH can easily pick off the Mangonel here as well. Just sending 1 Eagle and clean that up. And JorDan forced into another defensive castle. No map control for JorDan. And TaToH is about to start trebbing down. JorDan even losing Scorpions to the castle as the treb is coming forward for TaToH.
Yeah, I mean, even if units aren't necessarily going to be all that helpful in the long run, I mean, we've been shown time and time again that even just having a few leftover units from early game that you don't necessarily have a use for can be really helpful for just like going around and maybe sniping some villagers or something later on. So you never just want to like gift your opponent units, even if you don't plan on using them in the long run.
Also, should JorDan make the insane hold here for the next couple of minutes, the issue I see as well is that TaToH has access to what is known as atlatl skirms, which also kind of just gives him another really good counter to the plumed archer transition that JorDan is doing. And if TaToH does, as if he doesn't have a massive lead already, having atlatl skirms in the back of his hand as well is just another nail in the coffin, you can say.
Yep. I mean, it was nice that JorDan was able to snag 3 relics, and the 4th one is also fairly close to him, but it's just a little too far gone for all of this. 3 is the magic number of trebuchets, and you can't really ever repair against that, at least not for very long. And the numbers and upgrades for TaToH are only going to be increasing.
The fact that JorDan is playing on is honestly surprising to me. JorDan is, if anything, I think JorDan resigns early sometimes. When he feels like he cannot win a game, he resigns.
Yeah.
And I'm very surprised that he's still playing on here. He's over 2,000 score behind. Castle is about to go down. He sees the skirmishers are being upgraded for TaToH. And he just has 25 blooms to show for. That's
And
not a very
it's
impressive
not like they're
force.
elite with full
Exactly.
upgrades.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, there we go.
JorDan does us the favor and calls the game. Super over. Very well played by TaToH. I felt like JorDan had a good situation going for him when he started with that forward siege pressure. But then everything kind of fell apart. TaToH with the counterattack got the 1-for-1 manual trade. And from that point forward, TaToH never let the initiative go. And JorDan just... Obviously, JorDan had a really rough start with the Drush coming in and doing so much damage.
2 villagers.
Yeah.
Pretty painful.
But yeah.
And it seems like, Meso Wars are always going to be on a razor's edge in terms of momentum, and just TaToH barely getting enough economy to just simultaneously push JorDan out of his base and also go for a counterattack. And that was just, no coming back after that.
Yeah, very well played by TaToH indeed. And we'll be moving on to game 2, which should be Gold Rush? Not mistaken.
Yes.
Malay. Yeah, Burgundians should be. No, wait. Okay, wait.
I actually think you can make justifications for all 3 civs of each player.
Yeah. I think TaToH, Chinese or Berbers make sense for Gold Rush.
Mm-hmm.
I think Turks is probably for Hideout. JorDan probably wants to save Burgundians for Hideout. And then either Vikings or Malay then for Gold Rush. He could also do Burgundians for Gold Rush and then like Malay on Hideout. Not impossible. Gold Rush is fairly easy to wall. He can get that into a boomy game and then hit the button. So
We've seen it several times. Players go for Burgundians on Gold Rush.
Indeed. Wouldn't be surprised to see it. But I requested a break between the final and the 3rd place match, because I think we could use that. So a small 5-10 minute break for us casters.
Sounds good.
This is a tournament for the players, but let's not forget us casters.
Never, man. Or, in your case, the players and casters.
I'm a caster.
But we are in game.
Are we?
Yep.
Where? I don't see it.
See if I can I copy like the game ID or something? I don't know.
I got it.
Okay, good.
Well, Krajina is posting the game ID all the time, right?
Yeah.
So I have that.
Well, here we are, game number 2 in this best of 3, 3rd place match.
Ooh.
Again, in case you guys are wondering why we're having the 3rd place match, essentially this is just a mini show match sort of thing. Gives Leary, because he played in the 2nd semifinal, a little bit of a break before having to play Mr. Yo in the grand finals, as that is going to be a best of 7 that will be starting a little bit after this series concludes. But JorDan can be the blue Burgundians to the west of the map, and in the east, in the red, rather, as the Turks will be TaToH. All the alliteration.
TaToH putting 4 vels in wood right away, kind of indicated that he's thinking about not fast feudal age, at least. JorDan going for double Bedax, as we are to expect at this point. And yeah, so we do see Burgundians. Again, what's so interesting with Burgundians is that you never know exactly how the person will play Burgundians. He can go scouts, he can even play archers, crossbow, you can go fast castle, coastelier, you can go boom, you can go fast imp. There's so many options with Burgundians, and you never know. And everything you know is that he's going to have an amazing economy doing whatever he's doing. So it's a bit of pressure playing against the Burgundians. And TaToH going for the Turks. I would honestly not be surprised to see a Janissary approach, because he has a fairly good map for it as well. Could even go cow archers, but then again, watching TaToH against Yo earlier, He just went straight to the castle age, triple TC boom, and felt very comfortable bringing it to the late game.
Yeah, definitely. And if I recall correctly, TaToH won that one.
Yes, with a very nice
Yeah.
paladin cleanup.
Oh, yeah. That was really nice. Well executed, agreed.
With the Teutons.
Indeed, the Teutons. Also, it's Tadars and not Tatars.
Tatars?
Yeah, it's Tadars.
Oh my god. I'm gonna go pick some Tatars against the Teutons and see how it goes.
Exactly. Well, we already have double backs in here for JorDan. It's kind of I like this matchup for Turks because you can reasonably go both Cav Archers and Janissaries.
Mhm.
And, you know, you are always a little unsure when you're going up against Burgundians, but I feel like that the flip side of that is also true, in that JorDan probably not going to be too sure as to what TaToH is doing.
Indeed. And we also have both players just walling up right now. So, yeah, very likely we're going to see a very passive approach from both players. And TaToH's like Tars. Not that they're in the game, but either way, TaToH could even just go like stable, light cav, and play this arena style as Turks as well. That's a completely viable option as well. JorDan going for a second lumber camp, and yeah, I don't expect much action until the castle age.
Yep. Gold Rush these days is just very much about the walling up, getting to Castle Age, and then using the toys you get with Castle Age to be able to actually take map control or pressure your opponent. It's just kind of hard to do that in Feudal Age because you're so close to the edge of the map, which sort of inherently makes it easier to wall.
Yeah, well, this version of Gold Rush anyway is normally there is not the second layer, like the surrounding hill in the center. The original Gold Rush just had one center hill kind of area where all the gold was spread around. So this Gold Rush is more fair, and it gives more comeback potential in case you don't have the middle. But it also makes the distance quite far and generally leads to more passive games. So not sure if this is the best Gold Rush version, but it is certainly more fair than your typical Gold Rush.
I guess it depends on what you're going for.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be the best in certain aspects and not as good in certain others.
Mm-hmm. JorDan again with the Doubt Dearlure. Summoning the Lord, as always.
We can never truly escape it.
Okay, a few ledge coming in from both, roughly the same time. JorDan, of course, has double Bitax and horse color in before any farm was placed. And he's about to finish his wall, but TaToH Scout is coming around. Let's see if JorDan... Oh, JorDan goes up without Loom as well. Very greedy, but the Scout of TaToH is there. Nicely saved by JorDan, though. Nice quick walls.
Hot hands.
Indeed. TaToH also going without Loom here. So both players kind of greedy. Keep in mind, these guys have trained a little bit before the tournament as well together. So they have a generally a good idea of how the other guy wants to play. That's the issue with playing and training together. When you actually play, there's a lot of mind games involved.
Yeah, and of course, you know, as someone who is only a caster, it's always kind of a mystery when you see two teammates or people that you know train together whenever they play each other, because there's so many layers of mind games that you just have no idea, and it just makes everything look really weird.
Mm-hmm. So JorDan going for a barracks. The wood eco, definitely food eco looks better now than the arena game, but wood economy, it's gonna struggle to get that barracks up fast enough. The stable, sorry. TaToH going for stable himself, so feels like we're watching an arena game right now where they just had to wall their own base themselves.
Oh yeah, every map can be arena if you believe hard enough.
True. ViPer looks tired. I am feeling it, no question about it.
So it's just going to be the scout opening. Both civs are going to be quite good at doing this. You have the cheap light cav upgrade for Burgundian, so it's not like they can't compete with Turks. Extra Pierce armor doesn't really matter in Scout Wars. And it's going to be a little bit different because on Arena, you just go for relics and then you kind of just fall back to your own base or go for, you know, heavy siege pressure or something. Whereas here, it's much more map control focused. So I think we're a lot less likely to see, okay, scouts and they're just sitting back on a bunch of TCs without really trying to take control of the middle.
Yeah, for sure. There's also the whole point of when do you transition to the middle and to get like a TC up there, things like that. Is it going to be the third TC? Is it a fourth TC? Yeah, so a lot of small factors here to take into account. TaToH adding 1 scout so far. JorDan has not added a single scout. JorDan going for heavy plow and bow saw. And yeah, gonna see. Obviously, TaToH gets the light cavalry upgrade for free. JorDan would have to invest into it, but he does get a discount by being Burgundians. And yeah, it's not really... I think both players will just drop TCs, focus on economy, and then we're just gonna have to wait and see how they transition out of it.
Yep. So, if you were in JorDan's position, what sort of Burgundian approach would you go for? Because, as you're saying, there's a ton of different ways you can go about it. Do you think it's just going to be, you know, dare I say, Burgundians going for Cavaliers?
It could just be a safe stable and not used for anything either. So I would also not rule out that JorDan just goes full boom here. He's doing loom now though. He might be... What if the first upgrade is Cavalier? There's one TC. TaToH dropping 2 TCs immediately. But he doesn't have the gold for Cavalier, obviously, so...
it is 150 food, 150 gold, even with Burgundians. And TaToH, same idea. Notably, he is dropping a town center on the stone. I mean, it's just a good TC spot in general, but that could perhaps indicate he wants to be dropping a castle in the middle of the map.
Makes a lot of sense. But right now, I feel like JorDan is building up towards pushing the button and taking middle control like that. And TaToH is building up, just generally taking map control and moving to the middle eventually. And yeah, JorDan, again, seems like it's just a safe stable. Double layer of palisade as well being placed. And
oh yeah, that's my jam.
We're just going to see both players booming it out at this point. I don't think anything will happen really for the next couple of minutes.
So yeah, pretty much everything I said, completely wrong. Both these guys, no worries about going to the middle just yet. I mean, there is still going to be that point when you need to actually go to the middle because you're going to run out of gold. And it's just going to be interesting. It's probably going to be the distinction of, is somebody going to go for a 4th town center, or is somebody just going to want to go click up to the Imperial Age?
Yeah, I think 4th TC will go up. I think TaToH for sure will get like a 4th TC on the gold in front of him and maybe drop a castle there. JorDan, I'm not so sure, because right now JorDan doesn't have units, right? So he cannot move out. He would have to make some, dare I say, Cavalier or something along those lines in order to move out and get map control. But JorDan is taking stone right now, so I rather see a 4th TC maybe on his main stone, or maybe even a 5th TC. Like, I feel like JorDan again is building up to as the same as he did Arena. Long term, he's planning to hit that button, but he might play fairly standard until that point.
Yeah, certainly. But regardless, the 1 scout, of course, scout cavalry, faster than light cavalry, in case you guys didn't know, will allow JorDan to essentially run around forever. Maybe he sees the villager. I think he would have seen it. Yeah, 2nd stable and cavalier upgrade coming in.
Oh, so TaToH must be going camels, right?
Well, you're the expert on this.
It's not so simple.
No, never. Except he is actually getting husbandry. You have a monastery coming in. It actually could be camels.
Well, makes sense. Yeah, it's a very passive game though. At least TaToH's making something happen right now. He has a monastery out as well. We'll see if that's gonna be joining the front or just going for the relics. Yeah, it looks like it's just relics for the time being. Yeah, JorDan with the... Obviously, TaToH cannot go for pikemen with Turks. You don't get pikemen, nor do you get elite skirmishers. So if he wants to have a counter to the cavalier, it kind of has to be camel, and camel it is indeed. We see camels queued up. And TaToH could obviously maybe consider something like Cow-Watcher play, heavy Cow-Watcher play. He could go Janissaries as well. But yeah, even, I mean, TaToH, for putting a TC on stone so early, he never started taking stone until now.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, it wasn't a bad TC spot, regardless. So that is totally fine. And you can easily just go for the 4th TC in the middle of the map. And I just like this approach a little bit more than I do from JorDan, because with JorDan, you're just kind of pulled into your base. You see TaToH dropping outposts on the sides, just making sure he sees all that his opponent is up to. And yeah, it's down to JorDan to bust out.
And TaToH also sees that the stable is garrison. He just saw a cavalier as well, so TaToH knows exactly what is going on. And he has a monk ready, he has 3 camels and the light cav. So he can bait those cavalier to his army, and suddenly TaToH has kind of the better composition. JorDan moving out with a villager as well. I guess he wants to drop a siege or maybe a town center at some point.
Or a second barracks.
Oh, so he's making a cavalier pikeman play here. And that is a very good composition for him against what TaToH is doing. TaToH is suddenly going to be the one who has to make a tech switch and either add maybe Cow-Watchers, maybe Janissaries. Either way.
Oh, no conversion right there. Make that double no conversion, and that's not what TaToH's looking for. And now he's going to be in full retreat mode. Monk probably going to want to drop the relic. Actually, no. Cavalier have awful line of sight. Oh, I think that was probably a mistake, because the monk wouldn't have been spotted otherwise.
Well, he will get that relic eventually at some point, right? It's so close to his base anyway, and if JorDan commits, he would lose every cavalier. So good choice by JorDan to fall back there. Yeah, JorDan is going for villages forward now, so he's probably thinking about a castle towards the center as he's dropping a 3rd barracks to the middle. And don't see any pikemen being produced yet, though. So I'm a bit surprised by this heavy commitment on the barracks and then not producing anything.
Yeah. I just have +1 defense coming in here for TaToH. This can just be +1/+1 bloodlines, husbandry, all that good stuff. But the army quality of JorDan is a fair bit higher. And 4th stable now from TaToH, so it's just going to be all camel all day.
JorDan has collected roughly 1,000 resources more than TaToH at this point as well, so makes sense with the Burgundian economy being strong. And JorDan housed no, though. Really unfortunate time to be housed. This is where he has his momentum going, and you really don't want to have any of your production being blocked. If JorDan really wants to secure a winning position right now, he goes for a forward castle, but he's going for the safe one in the middle hill. And TaToH sending vills himself forward to drop his own castle, and yeah, looks like Imperial Age will be the next thing. I think now with the castles going up, I don't think it makes sense to make more army nor invest gold into upgrades, because Imperial Age will be the next important thing for both players here.
Yeah, exactly. And yet we see JorDan continuing the pikeman production, and that's only going to slow down his potential Imperial timing. And he's actually still making Cavalier, but I feel like the sort of timing for a big Castle Age pike cav play is going to be gone right now. TaToH even with some extra layers of walls coming in to secure more safe area in the back of his base, which I really like.
Well, he has to kind of prepare in case there's a button that's being pushed, you know? So he sort of has to make sure he cannot be attacked from every angle. JorDan going for a 4th TC on the bottom side of his base, and he might even do a 5th TC at some point. And I feel like he's going to play this very similarly to how he played against Leroy. He's not going to go for the instant paladin route, I think, but he will build up the villager count slow and steady while trying to make something happen with other units and then eventually push the button.
Yeah, and just having that as an option is just really powerful, because at any moment when you feel like, okay, my opponent either doesn't have any ranged units, or oh, I took a nice fight, I'm going to have an advantage, then you can just hit the button and then win the game. And we saw exactly JorDan able to do just that. A couple pikemen.
Big moment on the bottom here. TaToH gets the wall in time, so JorDan cannot enter. Cavalier was about to enter his economy. TaToH with a bit of a counterattack with the camels, but camels is not an offensive unit. They don't have high damage output. They can't really do too much by themselves. But TaToH is preparing for the Cow-Watcher switch, so we will see that happen. Cow-Watchers probably one of the better units to deal with the Flemish militia, considering their mobility. So TaToH making the right moves. This is how he stopped MBL's Flemish Revolution with the Cow-Watcher.
I was going to ask if you had seen that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really nice play from TaToH. NBL, again, another situation where I think he really didn't need to hit the button.
Well, I think against Turks, the late game
Yeah.
is really rough for Burgundians. So I feel like you have to hit the button, but the timing is the important part.
Yeah, that's very true. But right now, those might be Cavaliers, but Camels are still a good unit. But of course, once the pikemen show up, the Camels will retreat. And now it's going to be a matter of...
Interesting.
Okay, JorDan's army is a little bit larger, but it's also going to come down a lot to the power of siege units, and Turks with free chemistry. It's really going to help in winning this castle v castle fight.
Yeah. JorDan dropping more stable, so it actually looks like JorDan wants to commit on Paladin. He's still producing Paladin as well, so he's going to go Halberdier Paladin in the Imperial Age and probably support that with trebuchets and bomber cannons, as you would expect. But I do like the composition TaToH has right now, and this Paladin, it's still expensive to research even though you have the discount. And it takes a long time for the upgrade to kick in, so JorDan now committing on a second castle even in the middle. He really wants to hold the position. I like what TaToH is doing though, using his mobility, just circling around and like being annoying and applying pressure on JorDan's surroundings and potentially also cutting off reinforcements.
This heavy Cav Archer and heavy Camel, all the heavy stuff. Just needs to get heavy Scorpion. But yeah, I mean, TaToH's just going for the big power upgrades right away. Really wants to just have that more powerful army. JorDan, Paladin, plate guarding armor, just like we were predicting. But whoa! Open the gate! JorDan, open the gate!
This is not necessarily great for TaToH though. He doesn't have all the upgrades for the armor, for the camels and such, so they might just all die before he gets the upgrades he wants. But still, of course, super annoying for JorDan. Also has bomber cannon for TaToH out on the front, so he will pick off that trebuchet. And artillery as well. Turks, for some reason, got a buff to their artillery attack, which means it no longer costs stone to research artillery. You can get that for just food and wood. And I'm gonna save you guys my opinion on that. But that's just another buff to an already super strong Turks in today's meta.
I do not disagree with your sentiment, but it is what it is, and well, it's not going to be all that hard, and if you're able to get artillery while still having tons of stone in the bank for more bombard towers or castles, that's just going to be even better, as Turks are really strong at just securing, map control. They have all the building HP upgrades and stuff like that, and a strong ranged army, but all the Cav Archers are going to be dying in the short run, so that's going to be okay here for JorDan.
It did buy a lot of time, though. JorDan had to invest his whole military in the back, and look at the army of TaToH. He has fairly good-sized army already, with heavy camels, heavy cavalry archers, getting the last armor upgrade as well. And again, JorDan is heavily committing on the Paladin right now, and TaToH has counter units, plus mobility and range. So, looking very solid for Mr. TaToH here.
Oh yeah, and we have JorDan kind of mining in the center, of course, but also a little bit to the north, and that's going to be quite vulnerable. TaToH able to raid that as much as he wants, and it's going to become very expensive very quickly to start repairing all the castles from all of these Turk siege units.
JorDan is doing the same thing. He keeps producing villagers non-stop while using the Paladin as the buffer in between to buy the time, maybe take some effective trades where he can, and then once he feels like he has bought enough time and has the healthy villager numbers, he's gonna push the button. Already at 132, he has queued up another 11 villagers. So we will very likely see Flemish Revolution within the next couple of minutes. And that is very likely going to determine the outcome of the game. But JorDan now jumping with the Paladin on the siege of TaToH, picking off the bomber cannons and going to pick off both the trebuchets as well. Knowing that TaToH's army is out of position, JorDan takes advantage of that and cleans up all the siege of TaToH.
Yeah, that was a beautiful reaction. It was like as soon as he saw that the army of TaToH was rotating towards, in between the base of JorDan and the middle, instantly sends his paladins right the other way, snipes all of the siege units, and this is going to buy JorDan some critical time.
And that's all that JorDan wants. He wants to buy the time to get to hit that button. But TaToH now coming in with a big army in JorDan's base. And the thing is, JorDan doesn't want to lose villagers right now. And the gate is open again. Oh, and it closed again.
Open the gate! Close the gate!
JorDan is at the same time trying to make a doubt castle happen for TaToH, but yeah. The more villages JorDan loses, the longer Flemish Revolution is in theory getting delayed, so JorDan has to be careful and find a way to deal with that. But yeah, we're going to lose a lot of villagers on the gold now as well as JorDan. Great counterattack here from TaToH. TaToH, by the way, 35 villagers behind now. It hasn't really boomed up in the Imperial Age as you would expect. But yeah, still
not producing villagers for, it seems like, quite a while. But the thing is that what's so good about this for TaToH is that because JorDan was kind of banking on the Flemish Revolution play to give him an army, until he actually is able to do that. Okay, now he's doing it. But in this whole window, he just doesn't have a whole lot, and TaToH's army keeps on rising.
Here we go!
Now at this point, it's time!
Flemish
Ladies and
is
gentlemen,
in.
boys and girls.
I don't like this though. I don't like when they do Flemish and they have 40 population space left. It doesn't feel right. Now JorDan has 3 trebuchets, he has no bomber cannons, and TaToH can take he can already kill so many Flemish militia on the way to crossing the map because he has the mobility of the cav archers and the armor value. JorDan suddenly 10k. Love it.
Magic.
Yeah, JorDan now obviously starting to produce villagers behind. The OP thing about Flemish as well is that all the villagers that turn into Flemish militia, they don't lose their resources. The resources go into your bank.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's not something that would be very intuitive.
Yeah. But yeah, we have it. 122 military for... You know what? He only has double the military of TaToH at this point.
Like, this is already not worth it.
Yeah, I feel like the odds of this working right now is very low. The army is coming in like a little bit at a... It's not like all coming at once in like a big overwhelm. It's kind of a little bit at a time, but the big number is about to hit, but it's already dwindled down so much. Now, this is still a super scary army, don't get me wrong, and TaToH will have to micro a lot, and he will probably lose a lot of ground here and lose some castles. But when all is said and done, how much will JorDan have been able to accomplish?
The thing is, TaToH already with a decent amount of map control, at least enough to secure the eastern side of the ridge, means that he has room to fall back with his more mobile unit, like you're saying, and now he's in a very nice little nook. And these Flemish militia are not going to be getting a very great surface area, as they're just kind of derping back and forth between the cav archers and the castle. And this is pretty darn rough from JorDan, who drops below 100 population. It doesn't really matter if these castles go down. It's all about just the core of these Flemish militia, and they are just dropping fast. Yeah, and JorDan now, TaToH now has more military than JorDan. And he's sending the Hussar and Camels to try and get the trebuchets and save the castle. He might even manage to because the villagers are repairing as well. And once those trebuchets go down and the Flemish militia are out of this picture, I think we can expect a GG call from JorDan. TaToH again, defending the Flemish Revolution with Turks, with the mobility of cav archers, and doing an impeccable job at doing so. And JorDan, they're probably laughing now, writing some text, smiling to each other. Oh yeah.
And I think JorDan will be calling the GG very, very shortly, as JorDan is now down to 50 population. We will not see this game last for too much longer.
Indeed not, which will mean that TaToH is going to be the third place, I guess, person completing for third place. I don't know. He gets third place in the Open Classic, and JorDan will be getting fourth. And I think that makes sense. TaToH, barely missing out on the finals, where it was a bit more of a decisive win between Leary and JorDan, and this series was also quite decisive.
Indeed, very well played by TaToH, and also even against Yo, I feel like TaToH had such a good opportunity to win the set and go to the final. So I'm very happy to see TaToH performing at this level again and getting a really deep finish. Obviously, the last Red Bull was a big disappointment for him to not make it in through the qualifiers, and in some other tournaments as well, he has gone out mostly actually against Hera, to be fair. So
yeah,
happy to see TaToH get a top 3 finish in a prestigious S-tier tournament. So congrats to him, and also congrats to JorDan for showing once again that the JorDan is back meme is not just a meme.
Yep, it's I think it does a nice job for him in showing that his run in Hidden Cup 4 wasn't just a fluke. Like he is he's actually back, memes aside.
I think JorDan, even his goal for this tournament, I think, was top 16. So getting 4th place is definitely something he will be happy about.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right.
And with that, we are all set except for the finals.
Indeed. Grand final coming up, guys. Don't go anywhere. This was the 3rd place match. We were joined by Mr. Ornlu, which you can find on Twitch TV /Ornlu_AOE. He also posts YouTube content, and he's one of my what to say, partners, I guess, associates, helping out with some
Slaves.
slave for my own YouTube channel where he helps out with certain videos. So yeah, definitely recommend guys to check out Ornlu. He makes some silly jokes sometimes that might make you throw your PC out the window, but that's fine. You have to survive that. And yeah, Ornlu, thanks a lot for being here. Hope you enjoyed, and I assume you will cast the final as well. So
Yes, I will. And thanks for having me on. It was a lot of fun, of course. And yeah, enjoy the finals.
yeah, my pleasure. I'll see you around. Bye bye.
See ya.